David here, weekly look. Today is Saturday, 7th of April, 7:12 in the morning. Market obviously closed Saturday morning. Looking at the November contract 2018 UK, we've got the yearly monthly candle chart in front of us. We can see clearly a green candle here forming after the red candle last month. We can see we're well above the falling 60 SMA, monthly SMA on this chart. We're making a recovery. Let's pop down into the monthly. We can identify here this big red candle. It's over 50% recovered of what we saw last month, closing at 146.10, back above the short-term SMA 10 on the monthly. Looking good for a recovery. Let's pop down into the weekly. We can see here this stellar week we've had this week, from a low of 143 to a high of 146.50, back above the 60 SMA. Recovered most of the fall that we've seen in the early part of March. Let's pop down into the all-important daily and see what we can identify here. We can see clearly that we have been looking at the 60 SMA. We can see the market fell back last week and came back to trade below it before Easter. We didn't see three big red candles here that were looking for confirmation. We identified that we were oversold on the stochastic, as we'd seen back in end of January. We were looking for a gap fill back up here to 144.50. Obviously, we got that clearly, and we went straight through. We're back up to just below the swing high that we saw in late February, at 147. Closing here at 46.10. If you look, sort of stand back and look at this chart, you can clearly, with the help of the stochastic here, we've got a sort of a range going on at the present moment. We can identify these swing highs quite clearly here when we get to above this high level on the stochastic, the overbought level. We can see we had one back in January, had one back in March, and now we've got this one in April here. So we can clearly see a pattern kind of forming at the present moment. Obviously this was a fake out here, down here in April, so you wouldn't be looking to sell or make any sales. At the moment you're in an area where the market is overbought, and if you're thinking of putting some new crop sales at the moment, this would be a good time to look at that. Just below the swing high at 147. What can we expect now? Well, if we see a breakout above the 147, this then opens up an Elliott wave look of kind of move, because we've got a 1 here that we can clearly see, and we've got a 2 pullback. So that's what we'll be looking for next. My feel is that probably at the moment, unless we get another push straight away up through this next week, early part, and we break through and say go 48, 49, I think possibly we could sort of see some sideways action now, market catching its breath above this swing high here. But obviously we let the price action show us what's going to happen, and we'll put an update this time next week. Thanks for watching.